On the Chris Smith Show, this is All Things Automotive with Sydney City Lexus and Sydney City Toyota Managing Director John Roca.
And John Roca, if that doesn't make you sick just by listening to the radio, nothing will.
Chris, you soft. She should have gone the 20.
Soft, harden up, seriously.
Oh, wow, that's a big one.
So, you brought a new car, and I know the feeling because I did this a year or so ago, and you sit there, you're so anxious to get out of the showroom in your new car.
Yeah.
And they want to sit there and tell you how it works. I don't want to know how it works. Yeah. I've got no focus, got no patience. I want to get the car and go, boom.
You want to enjoy it.
Yes,
you want to get on the road.
Don't sit there for half an hour explaining how to work because I'm not going to take it in.
Yep. Very common.
But we're shortchanging ourselves, aren't we?
Big time. Yeah, big time. It's polarising. Most people want to get out there within 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Other people could spend the day with you. So it's quite interesting. Some will come in with a clipboard. And others will come in with a stopwatch and say, 5 seconds, John, and I'm out of here.
I guess it depends on what sort of personality you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I get too excited about these great life experiences, and I just can't absorb the information.
Yes, and it's a lot of information to absorb.
Yeah.
On the day itself, it's too much.
Yeah.
It actually is too much.
But I must admit, the guy who sold me my car about a year ago told me that I can go to certain points, like, for instance, where we are in Pyrmont, we drive in to a boom gate. And he said to me, you can set your car so your window will automatically roll down.
Correct.
The moment you go to your boom gate at work, your boom gate in your apartment building, or whatever.
Correct. Great feature.
And he told me all about it, and do you reckon I could do it? Nah. But about a month after the car, I sat down one rainy Sunday afternoon, and I went through the features, and I found out how to do it.
Yep, and you did it.
And now it works.
And I can testify to that because remember you had the flat and I brought your car back?
Yeah.
I got to the boom gate and the window opened. And I thought, did I touch that? I don't remember touching the button.
It works.
It's a great feature.
Great feature.
And they are endless in a car. It's like when we go and buy a mobile phone. I want the best. I want all the features. And then all we end up doing is texting and calling.
Yeah, exactly. And nowadays, the problem is there are so many more features, so much more technology than we could ever wish for.
Yes.
That you are shortchanging yourself. You've got to take all of this in.
Absolutely. So the retention statistic is that 69% is what you remember. Best case scenario. Right. And it varies anything between 40 and 69%. Oh. And then the 31% that is the balance is the most important stuff. Right? The complicated stuff, the stuff that can actually save your life, is the part that we're not talking about. So in our business, we tell our clients, allow an hour. Seriously, an hour to an hour and a half when you take delivery of your car. And we try and sort of prepare you for that because you've got to do paperwork, you've got to sign documents and all that sort of stuff.
And they offer you a coffee. I don't want a coffee. I want a car.
Exactly. So what I would suggest is that that day, if you want your coffee and go, you're well entitled to it. You've paid for the car, but do yourself a favour. Book yourself in for what we call a second delivery of your car. Right. Drive it for 2 weeks, as you said before about your window. Yeah. Book yourself in and give yourself some time because you'll be amazed with what's in these cars.
Well, I at the BMW place where I bought my car, they have a technology expert who I text occasionally to say, how does this work again? Can you just tell me how I get this to function? And he will text back and say, follow this step and then do this and then do that. Yeah. That's a handy service to have.
That's their genius.
Yes.
Yes, they call them geniuses. Yeah. So you got to know what you're doing if your title's genius.
It's big expectation, isn't it?
It is.
Luke from Mossman wants to ask you a question about Lexus. Go ahead, Luke.
Hey, Luke.
Hey, John and Chris. Just looking at new NX or RX, four-wheel drive, deciding between petrol and hybrid, the price difference there, and looking at a test drive with both.
Okay. The new NX has just landed, as you probably know. Very different to the previous car. And I took the 450H for a drive last weekend, and I think pound for pound, it's probably the best car I've ever driven in the Lexus range. So I would highly recommend.
Had a lot of torque.
A lot of torque, battery and hybrid at the same time. It's just fantastic.
What's the towing capacity there?
Very little. It's about 360 kilos. Yeah, which is the case for most hybrids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your RX will take you to 500 kilos, but you'll find that a towing car is not your hybrid vehicle at the moment.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but the NX is the new model. The current RX has been around for about 5 years now, heading into 6, and we're getting a new RX at the end of this year. And as far as test drives, I can name 2 really good locations you can test drive a car.
I bet you can.
Sydney City, Lexus, Waterloo or Glebe, and we'd be happy to serve.
Are they like 2 litres petrol?
There's a 2.4 and a 2 litre. 2.4 obviously is the one in the 450. It's a larger engine, but there's also a 2 litre turbo engine as well in a petrol.
Great, thanks, John.
And 6 cylinders in the RX, which is a larger car. But happy to help, Luke. We can take your number offline if you like, and we can give you a call and set up a test drive. We'll bring it to you if you like.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks,
Good on you, Luke. Thank you. 131873 is the telephone number. I want to get to Ken, who's got a question for you. Ken, go right ahead.
Hey, Ken.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. John, I would like to get your opinion on what I consider to be the greatest motoring rip-off of all time.
Ooh, okay.
Now, I have a trusty old Holden Commodore ignition, remote locking, and yes, I have to put the key into the ignition switch to start the car.
Yes.
Modern cars have got these net-angled starting devices, and if you have the misfortune to lose one, it could cost as much as $100 to get a replacement. For that money, I could get a decent television or a hi-fi system. Can they possibly justify that price?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's interesting because anything that like that, I mean, the technology's in there. There's also labour content to that they include in the price. So you do have to program the vehicle. I'm not justifying the price because I think they're super expensive. I mean, I've seen them up to $900. Really? I've replaced the key on a Rolls Royce and it was $3,700. So it's super expensive, but I don't think I've seen one under 600, Ken. But there's labour involved, and it is a bit of a task programming it. It doesn't take long, but you need the equipment. You need to go to the dealer to do that. That's the other one. But yeah, the technology in the key is quite intense. So they are a very sophisticated piece of equipment, but very expensive. The price and the margin, I can tell you, for the dealers is not even worth mentioning. We do it because we recognise the price is high. We do it just to help the customer program it, and off you go with the key. But yeah, super expensive. So hold on to those keys. Keep one in a safe place.
Yeah, sounds like a captive market price to me.
Yeah, it probably is. It's I think it's 3 suppliers in the world that supply them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that info.
Good on you,
Okay,
Ken.
thanks,
Thank
Ken.
you. There's lots of money for replacement keys. Now, Stephanie has a text message for you. John, I'm hoping you can help me. I'm selling my Honda CR-V 2006, 139,000 Ks.
Right.
I wanted to go slightly smaller, but not too small. I'm looking at the 2017-19 Honda CR-V or Subaru XV. What do you think, or should I look at something else? Thank you very much.
2 great choices. Unfortunately, the Honda, the Honda you're going to replace with another Honda is exactly the same car. The VX Subaru is a smaller car, so if you're looking for something smaller to downsize into, that's a really good choice. There are other vehicles in the range. I mean, Ford have a small SUV, or most manufacturers do. There's a Toyota CHR, which I would recommend you look at as well. It's a really good-looking car. But that VX Subaru is very popular. So if you do like that, that would be the choice out of those 2 for me.
Okay, Hans in Corrimal South. Go for your life, Hans.
Hey, Hans.
Good morning, Chris and John. Look, mate, John, what's your opinion of the BYD Atto 3 EV? What is your opinion on that thing?
Yeah, it's early days. We haven't had them in Australia for a long time. I know they're an electric Chinese maker of electric vehicles, and I know they have more models overseas. They've launched, I believe it's the Atto 3 in Australia. It retails for about $45,000 drive away. And I also know you could only buy them online when they were launched in, I think it might have been last year. But they're saying that they will launch another 5 models this year, and they've just done an agreement with the Eagers Automotive Group to retail the vehicles, exclusive rights to retail those cars, to be able to buy them in a showroom so you can actually experience the cars as well. They do come with a 10-year warranty as well, so the warranty is very good. But the product itself, to be honest, Hans, I don't really have a lot of experience, and I don't think anybody in Australia does at this stage.
Well, I'll tell you, when you go to their site, you get thrown into the purchase of the vehicle site, the part of the site that says order now.
Yes.
And, another thing that's annoying about it all, you cannot get a phone number to talk to somebody from them.
Yeah, that's the online model. No discount, no negotiation. That will change. I'm not sure about the no negotiation, but it will change. I believe there's a showroom in Darlinghurst that you can visit.
Yes, I know it's there. It's a bit wet to go up there, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
The other thing is the Hahn. Have you seen the Hahn at all?
I have.
Hahn?
Yep, I've seen a couple of their SUV models.
This one is not an SUV, it's a sedan.
The sedan, yep, seen that as well.
Oh, that's the car that I'm most interested in, to be quite honest.
What does that retail for?
Prices. Like, that's why I'm trying to get onto
Yeah,
BYD.
okay, because I didn't know that either. So, yeah, we'll yet to be advised, I guess.
Yeah, but when that comes out, I think, well, even this Atto, it'll kick everybody's backside,
Yeah, there's a lot coming in that space, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's in the EV world, yeah. All right, thanks.
Good luck, Hans.
Just on EVs again. I know that the rest of the world, Europe in particular, because we're talking small countries in Europe, are very keen on as many electric cars as possible. Even the UK is saying we won't be selling petrol cars from 2030. You can't do that in a country like Australia because the infrastructure expectation would be far greater in a country like ours. We won't be able to keep up with a European country in terms of providing infrastructure for these cars.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, cities will be okay, but the long distance drive, the country, the Mudgee drive, the Blue Mountains, I think will be okay. This side of the mountains, we'll get there, but I think the long trips are going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, so manufacturers need to, understand that, and probably the same applies to the United States.
Yes. Yeah, and it's infrastructure is one thing, but you think about a long trip to in an electric car, you need the time as well. You're going to need hours, best case scenario, 3 hours to charge the car.
It up.
So you need to plan your trip. You need to plan the time. Even if the infrastructure's there, your itinerary is very different.
Yeah. Very true. That's a good point. All right, John Roca. Dealer principal of Sydney City Lexus and Toyota Waterloo, and now Sydney City Toyota and Lexus in Glebe. We'll take your calls right after this.
Traffic. Join Jim Wilson for Drive. Weekdays from 3 on Sydney's 2GB.
In the Royal National Park, seeing on camera the Orley Weir closed with flooding. Meadow steady for the Bengal bypass over the Warrenora Bridge and to Sutherland. Good run for Tom Uglies and Captain Cook Bridge in and out of the Shire. The M5 is flowing well from Reevesby to Moorebank. Hugh Motorway on speed from the crossroads to Campbelltown. Mount Annan lights blacked out to Roland Road at Mount Annan Drive. I'm Jason Bowman on Sydney's Traffic Leader 2GB.
Bendigo Art Gallery and Graceland presents Elvis, direct from Graceland. This Victorian exclusive exhibition explores the extraordinary life and style of Elvis Presley, featuring more than 300 items, including a wide range of costumes and ultra-cool outfits, vintage memorabilia, and treasured items from his beloved Graceland home. Elvis, direct from Graceland. Now showing until July 17. Book now at bendigoartgallery.com.au.
Australia's making positive energy and there's more on the way. It's all part of our plan to reach net zero by 2050. We're rolling out rooftop solar at record levels, expanding snowy hydro so it's the biggest battery in the southern hemisphere, and investing billions in projects like hydrogen hubs and seaweed for feed, which means more jobs and even less emissions, helping us reach net zero by 2050. Find out more at positiveenergy.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
The best painters have focus, flow. Everything disappears and the painting happens with ease. That's what the Monarch Advanced Neo has been designed to do. Easier, faster, with a smooth finish every time. Available now at all paint specialists. Monarch Advanced Neo.
Show your NRMA card at Snooze and save up to 40% off regular prices, including selected mattresses and bed frames. Hurry, the Auto Club member event ends Sunday.
It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
Hi, it's me, your lawn. On behalf of lawns everywhere, a reminder not to ignore us this autumn. We'll make it worth your while.
It takes more than mowing and watering to make your lawn barefoot ready. It takes Yates Weed and Feed. Eye health on healthy living, thanks to Specsavers.
What happens to your eyes when you age?
There's lots of different things that can happen. If they've always had perfect vision, they may not be able to read quite as well after the age of 40, and that will gradually get worse. We do call that presbyopia.
Macular degeneration. Tell us about that one.
So the macula is the central part of your retina at the back of the eye, and it's probably the most important part that your central vision goes missing. So you end up keeping some of your peripheral vision, but your central vision gives up the ghost to a certain degree.
Do you know why eye jokes are worse than other jokes?
I don't know, but I have to hear them every day of my life at work.
I think the reason is because they're cornea.
Specsavers, where every eye test includes an OCT Advanced 3D eye scan at no extra charge.
Get your Woolies worth with Australian shepherd avocados. Their buttery texture and delicious nutty taste make them ideal for tossing through a salad. Great value at $1.20 each at Woolworths. On sale until March 29, while stocks last, may not be available in all stores or online.
The Chris Smith Show on 2GB, thanks to Sofas by Ross Q. Sofa beds, recliners, bed heads and accessories. Tarrant Point Road, Caringbah, opposite McDonald's.
9 minutes to midday. Now, what are some of the things that Australians don't learn about their car or don't know about their car?
Well, I think we were just talking during the break. I think the spare tyre is a big issue. A lot of people don't know that they don't actually have a physical spare tyre in their modern car. So that's a really popular one that is misconstrued until the flat occurs.
Yeah,
you
learn the hard way.
Yeah, we've had people call saying, hey, you've delivered me a car without a spare tyre. So we've either done a terrible job explaining that didn't have one when we sold the car, or somebody didn't want to talk about it. But it's quite common that people are not aware and they don't know what to do. Right. What do I do? So you've got run flat tyres that you can actually drive. You've got them on your car, I know. So you can drive them at up to 80 kilometres per hour until it gets repaired. So that run flats is one, and then you've got others. I've got a client that traded in a Maserati just recently, didn't have a spare, he had a pump with a fluid, and he was in the airport tunnel, and he threw the pump over the fence into the airport, called the tow truck and traded his car in. Right? So it can get annoying.
That's drastic.
Yeah, pretty drastic. And what about self-park?
I love self-park.
Yeah, you use it.
Parking assist, I use it all the time, but you know why? Because it entertains the kids. The kids go, Dad, can we see how it parks itself?
Magic.
So I press the button and I just fold my arms.
That's fantastic.
It's such a hoot.
Yeah, I think you're the only person I know that actually uses self-park,
So
but it's
they
a great feature.
You've got to know how to go about it.
You do, yeah. And it takes a little bit longer to park, do you find, than what it would have taken you, do you think?
Fractionally, but it parks better than I do.
Yeah, it parks really well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very choosy about the spot that it chooses. If it's too small, it says no.
No, you go straight ahead. That's
Whereas
right.
you might think, no, I can get it in there. But self-park is one that very few people use. And the ones that aren't explained, as we touched on earlier at the time of delivery, is the stuff that you really need to know about. We talk about how safe a car is, but we really need to learn about what we can do to prevent an accident, not worry about what happens after we've had one. So things like lane change, lane keep, all that sort of stuff we need to know. Voice activation for your phone. We've got new product now that winds down your window by voice. It changes your radio station by voice. Yeah. So all that sort of stuff is really good. And you've paid a lot of money for this car, so you've got to use it. Absolutely. Yeah, read the book. As you have.
Yeah, read the book. Or Google this stuff, and that's where I found most of the answers to those questions.
Or call your dealer and say, hey, I want to come in and have a second delivery with you and go through it again. Because after 2 weeks, you're pretty familiar with your car. Yeah. You're comfortable. You're not in a hurry. But you really should know. And most dealers will oblige. They're happy to sit in the car with you 2, 3. We've done 5th deliveries. Right. So whatever it takes. You paid good money. Let's get your money's worth.
Bill in Panania. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Good.
Good. I've got a N-Line 2019 model, and I'm looking for an upgrade.
Hyundai?
Yeah.
2019?
Yep. But I want to get another N-Line, but I want to get an upgrade where... Not an i30, but is there any better ones than just like...
Do you want to? Are you thinking of sticking to Hyundai?
Yeah.
Yep. I just had a look at the new Sonata during the week as well. That's not a bad-looking car. Have you seen that? It's a sedan. It's not a hatchback like your i30, but that's a good-looking car. Slightly larger, but very sort of innovative and modern-looking car.
Yeah, I had a look at that, but I wasn't 100% sure about it. I was like, is that a 2-litre or a 2.5?
I think it's a 2.5 litre and a 2 litre. I think you can get them in both variances, but slightly larger than what you're looking for. The Hyundai i30 has, since 2019, they've had a very minor facelift. Maybe check that out as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Good on you,
Bill.
Bill.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. And Andrew, you want to say something about Hyundais, do you?
Yes, thank you, John.
Hey, Andrew.
Yep. You were talking just earlier about the Subaru XV.
Yes.
It can't sit in my garage. It's too
Right.
big.
Oh, okay.
But the Hyundai Venue,
Yes.
listening to the ads on 2GB, 25 grand drive away, roughly.
Yes, and that's a smaller
And
car too, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
What are they like to drive, and are they reliable?
They're a great car, very popular as well, and a new segment that's becoming even more popular as everybody's downsizing. That's a really good car.
Okay, I've got to run. John Roca, thank you so much for coming in, mate. Fantastic.
Thanks,
to
Chris.
Have you
Thanks
here.
for having
All
me.
things automotive, dealer principal of Sydney City Lexus and Toyota Waterloo and Sydney City Toyota and Lexus Glebe.